Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm gonna take start with a famous quote that technology is best when it brings people together. Nowadays, technology is everywhere, from a newborn baby to an aged person, everyone familiar and interacted with new inventions. From photography to social media applications, everything belongs to technology. If someone asks me, is technology good or bad? Then I simply reply, nothing is completely good and bad. Your intentions to use the technology make it good or bad. Hello everyone, I am Shakil Ahmed and you all are welcome in the training unit of Deanship of eLearning and IT. Today we're gonna have it a very interesting lecture and I hope you will learn something new. In this lecture, you're going to learn how technology can help teachers to bring good results and improve students' skills in a better way. Today's topic is augmented reality in education. We all know that we remember better what we saw than what we listen. So let's take a start and we need to understand, we need to build understanding about augmented reality. As per Wikipedia, the term augmented reality comes from the word augment, which means to add something. It means you have the real environment, and in environment you can bring something that is coordinated and generated from the computer support, and that can be 3D animated animations, 3D generated models, and anything that can be adjusted by the support of computer, that is called augmented reality. In other words, you can say augmented reality is a live, direct, or indirect view of a physical, real world environment where the elements comes from the augmented and they are generated by the computer support. Now we need to know that what is augmented reality. Augmented reality, you can say it's a real world, it's a combination of real world and virtual world. You are staying in the real world, but you can see the 3D models in front of you and you can experience them like the real one. So you can use them for your sport, for the learning, for multiple purposes. These tools can be used. In other words, you can say AR allow you to import 3D contents in a real world, and the most importantly, the real-time delivery of digital information to enhance or enable a geographical or physical experience. That is called augmented reality. And the best example for that one is the Terminators. We all become Terminators. You have seen that in that kind of movies, they combine the graphical infrastructure with the support of computer in the real world, and they bring something that is completely extraordinary, and the human cannot believe about this one, that this can be happen in our generations. A decade before, maybe this is just a story that we can have an experience that can change our lives, but nowadays everything is in our lives and we can have and we are experience everything nowadays. But before start, we need to know that where we can have the application and where we can have uh, the real world, I mean, implementations of the augmented reality. Augmented reality, basically we can have the approach to use this technology in the engineering designs, entertainment industry, in gaming, and especially we can use augmented reality in education, in driving schools, in military training schools, and in medical. Especially I can quote the example for the driving schools. Maybe 5 or 10 years before, if someone want to to have the license, and if they try to contact to the office, they ask them first you have to take the classes to learn how to drive a car. And it was risky, it was very risky for a new person who don't know how to drive, and he can sit in the real car and start driving, and it can possible, and it might possible to have the accidents, and it happens many time over there. But nowadays all the traffic schools built new studios which can have the augmented reality based studios with their real world. They have prepare one big room and put it over there the screens, and they equipped with the augmented reality tools, and you can have the experience, the real experience of the driving. But there is no fear over there, because the reason is that everything is controlled virtually, and if you make any mistake, you would have no fear that this will damage your personality, or anyone and else can be damaged with this one. Before take a start ahead, we need to understand the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality, because people sometimes make mix them, both of them, but they both are different. And what is the difference? The difference is, in augmented reality, user maintain a sense of presence in real world, but for this they need a special mechanism to combine virtual and real world. For example, that you want to experience something, but that is but a person who is experiencing with the 3D models or something, that maintains the sense that he is in real world. But in other words, mean for the virtual reality, that is totally illusionary environment. You feel yourself inside the environment, and you found yourself that you are in the real world. I can give you the example for motion ride. I've been experienced the motion ride in Cyprus, in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia. But I found the best technology in Dubai at that time. That there is a one big room they established, and they build with the equipment of virtual reality equipments. And once you get inside, this is a dark room. You sit on the seats, and you feel yourself sitting on the car. And once the car or jeep drives on the mountains or in the valleys, you feel yourself, because you feel that you are driving, or you are inside that car, and that is moving up and down. The reason behind is your seats are managed and controlled by the system. Your visual senses are under control of the system, so you feel that you are in the real environment. So this is the big difference. Before implementation, you need to understand that augmented reality, in augmented reality, you can have the same virtual environment, but you can maintain your senses. The example we can quote in the coming slides, that there is a mobile devices. Using mobile devices, you can experience the augmented reality, but at the same time, you can experience that you are in the real world, but you are interacting with smart devices. They are built with the augmented reality tools. So that's it. Next, I can have the, on the screen you can see this was the first interactive 3D cover in US, June 16, 2009 issue. What is the difference between the normal cover paper and the 3D cover paper? 3D cover paper means might possible if you can see without support of any devices or any smart devices, you can feel it's a normal cover paper. But once you wear the wear glasses, you can have the special models in front of you, because they are created with the 3D cover and 3D models, so you can feel them. They are placed in front of you, and they are not just printed. Many other examples can be quoted for this one. You have seen many car models. These are 3D car models, and you feel that, yourself that they are the real one and they are not the printed one. So that's it. Me like with the many other examples, we have to understand that by 3D models, if you can view them by specific devices, they can give you the experience of the reality, the games, and in the real life you can experience them. The next most important thing we need to discuss about augmented reality, that how many types of the augmented reality. Augmented reality can have different types, and you can experience in your life with these differences. Number one, these are the marker based. The second one, that is the object based, and the last one is location based. So what is the difference? Marker based augmented reality might possible you have seen many in many of the stores, there are too many barcodes available, but you don't know what is behind them. To hide some information behind a specific barcode, that is augmented reality markers, and you can view them by using specific softwares or tools by your smart devices, by your mobiles and any other device which can read the barcodes, and you can find them what information behind the hidden information. What is the reason to use these markers? The reason is sometimes in the stores no one can place all the information in front of you, so what they do, they can hide the information behind the barcodes, and once you use your smart devices or barcode readers, you can view what is the information hidden behind. That could be the price, that could be the model number, that could be some other specifications of that specific product. So you can have many information behind these bars and these objectives. The next one is object based. Object based, this is another type of augmented reality, and in this type you can have object based augmented reality, and there are different types of models can be created and printed on the papers. But if you wanted to show somebody the actual plan of your product, so you can view their models, objects models by the VRs, the specified devices, or by your smart devices, but they can look like the object based. You can experience this model. This is the 3D Adidas original model, and you can view all of their stores and their factories and everything. They put it on one location, and you can view them by the specific glasses and original, and you feel them, you are in the real environment. So they have created this in the early stages when the augmented reality was started over there. So these are the examples that we have discussed, that marker based augmented reality can give you an idea what the information hidden behind this barcode. And then we have discussed about object based, that if you want to understand a 3D model. And now I can tell you there is one more technologies also available. Mean all, if you wanted to build an house, if you wanted to prepare anything in your house, and you wanted to know after preparation how does it look like, so you can prepare everything in the models, and you can view in the 3D models in specific devices on the computers, using computers, and you can do everything by yourself before implementation. The last one is very familiar for everybody, that is location based, and everybody experience, especially the travelers can have experience with this application. And the biggest example is the you can say the maps. Now there is too much enhancement in the maps. You can have all the views in 3D, and even the of your car, and the locations you are looking for, the petrol stations, the stores you are looking for, everything is available in this type of application that is location based. And now day by day, I think so it's getting important for everyone. And the one who is traveling outside in the new city, in the new country, in the new place, wherever he is new, before you were having the problem to find out some specific area, but now everything getting very, very easy. So you just have the smart devices, you just need to download the maps, and you have the internet and live locations, you can search it out. Even now the offline maps are also available, so doesn't matter if you don't have the internet, even then you can use these type of applications. By using augmented reality, you can display anything, anything on your devices, and you can prepare anything, you can print them, and you can view them in the original manner by using your devices. You can take magical augmented reality tours even you are not available, you cannot visit some places by yourself, but by your devices. And these magical augmented reality tours can take you to the new places which you never seen before, and it was not possible earlier to experience them. Another best example for augmented reality is Star Wars. Star Wars game is augmented reality based games, and you play this game like you are by yourself. You are participating in the original environment, but that is based on the augmented reality environment. Now we need to understand me, like this was the first part of my presentation, that where we just learned that what is augmented reality and what types of augmented reality is available and how we can experience. Now we need to turn to our core topic, that is augmented reality in education. Augmented reality in education, and how we can like what is the basic impact of the augmented reality in our education, how we can bring something that is that can benefit our students, and how can we improve the skills in our students, and how we can have a better experience than the previous one. So we need to start with the augmented reality in education, and what type of education, why we use augmented reality in education. There are many, many things which can appeal us to utilize this technique in our education system. You can go ahead and provide each student with his her unique discovery path. You can make them feel, earlier we discussed that we can better understand by watching something, by seeing something, by experiencing by our eyes, instead by listening. So you can engage a learner in a way that never been possible before. We can provide the opportunities that can have the authentic learning and appeals to multiple learning styles. And another most important thing is that um, this is most constructive environment where students can perform practicals, but there is no real consequences if mistakes are made during skills training. Earlier that you can imagine for engineer, for the medical staff, they for example in the medical, if they wanted to have the operation, that is not possible during the study in the real environment. So this kind of application, augmented reality, give them an opportunity to perform and understand all the steps of the operations which they cannot do in the real world. What we can do by augmented reality in education, we can plan skills training, we can have augmented reality based gamings for students, and we can prepare the objects, modeling objects. And another important thing, we can have the AR books. If you have 3D models printed box, and with specific devices, you can view all that models and show your students, which is not possible in the world. In skills training that normally in the student life, no industry um, can allow them to go in the real world and can have all the experience which is actually happening over there. So by this technique and technology, you can bring your students in the classroom, and with this technique you can show them how the machines are working, how they can be trained in the real environment. And the textbooks, we just discussed about this one, that in the textbook we can bring things, the models, we can experience them in like real, and that was not possible in the normal learning or in the traditional learning. Now we need to understand that for example, that we brought augmented reality in our education. What impact would be done, or what it would be the impact of the augmented reality in our education? This is very important. And you know that in current era, we are, I mean, like, this is not possible to stop kids by using smart devices, but with our guidance, we can guide them to utilize this technique and technology in a better way, instead wasting their lives. And we all know that we remember better what we saw than what we listen. So with these type of AR applications, you can teach the complex concept to the students, which is not possible, which is not easy to teach theoretically. So by using these devices, which already our kids have it, in current era, I think so 95% of the students and kids have these tabs and the cell phones and the like laptops. Everyone have it, this one. So we can utilizing these techniques and these devices, we can bring some good results. But it's up to the teacher and it's up to the parents how they can drive their kids towards for the best results. Here we have to discuss the 5 reasons why AR apps are a must for this generation students. Number one. Number one is a better explanation of complex and abstract concepts. It's a self-explanatory that there is no doubt our students can understand the concept better when they will visualize it in reality. So if you bring them something interesting that belongs to, I remember one of the example that one of our student, and I asked him why you are not able to remember the things what we have discussed in the lecture. He simply replied, he told me that if you can bring this information in the form of song, I can remember everything, because I remember all the songs, because I have interest on that side. So I understand at that time that if you can bring the education in the form of entertainment, so teachers as well as students enjoy more learning the different techniques. So we have to think carefully in this stage that how we can change the plan of teaching to make understand and to make it easy for the students to understand the information we want to deliver to our students. The second most important point is elevated students engagement. This is natural that for example there is 25 or 30 students class is ongoing, and you are delivering anything, any of the lecture, and that topic is not interesting. So most of the students feel lazy, they feeling like they're sleeping, and even the teacher is not feeling comfortable with them. So at that time, I think so if you can make engage your students with the different techniques, with the augmented reality techniques, you can bring the devices and ask them to experience by themselves. So I think so they can participate in a better way. The third most important, no extra tools required. This is the best thing, I think so, in this point, that no extra tools required. The teachers, the schools, the parents don't need to ask the student to buy something that is very expensive and for learning or something like that. Today, 95% of the teens own a smartphone, and this can be used for constructive results as well. Parents and teachers can guide their children and their kids and their students that how you can using these smart devices, how you can utilize and spend extra time by learning instead of the wasting of the time. Practical knowledge. Practical knowledge is also an important part of education. Just studying, and once the student came in technical field, they don't know even a single part. They need again the internship to understand what does it means. We sometimes mean like if I remember in our time, like 10 years or 15 years back in the colleges, you studied everything in the technical education, even you studied everything, but once you join the market, you have nothing in your mind that how you can deal with the real environment. So practical knowledge is very important for the technical education as well as for the general education as well. So by this technology, by the augmented reality, you can make it easy for your students, for your kids, and give them an environment. And this is mainly helpful for professional courses like medical and engineering. Students don't have to operate maybe like patient practically and still can learn the process. This is no doubt there is no conflict between this one, that the things that is not possible, especially in the medical, the patient is not available for the in the real environment for the students for sure. So what we can do by using different applications, by using different devices, we can train our students how to deal in the real environment. And the last one is accessible learning. With AR apps, the users can learn anytime, anywhere from their smartphones. They don't need to bound themselves to stay in one location to learn something, or they need to bring the paper books, posters, or huge physical models to have the experience with this one. Only with the single smart device, they can have all the tools in in their smart devices, and by using these tools they can easily understand the practical work which is not possible inside theoretically. Now we need to know that what type of display interfaces we have it for the augmented reality, and what type of and these displays, uh, why we use them, and what is the main benefit for these type of devices. There are three types of interfaces we use it for the augmented reality. Number one, HMD, that is head mounted display. And head mounted display is just like the glasses, and they built in the technology of the augmented reality. So if you can wear them, you can experience the augmented reality environment, and even if you have the printed models or something like that, you can view them in the real feeling by these devices. The second one is handheld devices. Handheld devices are just like mobiles, or as I told you earlier, the like any device which can read the barcode. So by these devices you can experience the augmented reality. In real world you cannot see something, but by using your smart device you can just focus your camera and you can see the hidden information behind that codes. The last one is special. These are the bigger devices which can use for augmented reality, and that could be the big screens, and that could be the projectors and many other things which are bigger in size you can use for augmented reality. And that is normally, as I told you, that in the motion ride or in the theme park they have been installed and you can experience them in different big malls. And if we discuss about Saudi Arabia, I heard me like yesterday I have one news in Saudi Gazette that Saudi Arabia is going to spend million of reals to prepare some kind of augmented, maybe like the mixture of augmented reality and virtual reality studios in the bigger malls. And the gaming, they are going to bring the gaming concept, and the kids and even the elders can enjoy this type of entertainment in coming years. And even right now we have it, some theme park, but some motion ride even I experienced here in Jizan as well, but that was not as per the quality was not as that one. So they are going to spend some more, they are going to bring some more projects. So I hope in coming days you can experience some more good things. Now another thing, we there is an idea that what could be the future of augmented reality. Augmented reality have a bright future, and what we can experience in coming days, I think so your Google Maps or your any kind of maps can be more have the more informations. You can experience right now, you are experience of the locations. You can find out anything which is not possible and not easy to find on the way when you do not have any devices. But in coming days, I think so even uh, who is living in this house, and his name and how far it is, what is the phone number, everything I think can be displayed in coming days in the maps. And another future might possible, the classrooms can be transformed to the digital classrooms. And even right now we are using too many things for the digital classrooms, but in coming days might possible all the paper books, all the copies and pens, no need anything for this one to bring inside the classroom. You just have the VR, you just wear them, and all the models and whatever you want to perform you can perform digitally. So in coming days I think so education gonna be more easy and more practical and more productive. We can experience the 3D models we discussed earlier, that 3D models can be designed inside smart devices, and we can experience which is not possible in a classroom and especially in the real world. For example, designing, I mean, for the engineers, for the civil students, and for the medical as well. Now we need to, I mean, like, I gonna give you one activity in the end of the presentation, and that would help you to understand augmented reality more easily. But before that one, I need to discuss some of the like applications, that apps available for the teens, and what is the benefit for this type of like applications. Number one, and that is very famous, anatomy 4D. Students can see 3D models of the human body when scanned through the camera of the smart devices. I have been experienced this app. This one is very nice with the small description, almost $2 monthly. You can subscribe this app, and all the features can be subscribed. And especially for the medical students, they can experience with this app, and all the models and skeletons and the body parts and everything you can experience in the 3D environment. The next one is Augmented. That application explains the core topics from subjects like mathematics, the science, and three dimensions. For example, someone can have the difficulty to understand the mathematics, geography. So this app has the dedicated course for students with special needs. Even some special needs students can use this app. And the last one is the Arloon plants. This app really attracted me. The reason behind is the best app to learn practically about various species for the flora around the world. I mean, any kind of plantation, if you wanted to know that how you can plant a tree and how it grow up with the time, you can experience this type of all the implementations in this app. And everything can be easily go through with this app. And in the real world how it is happening, you can have it in this app. That is our loan plants. So that's it for our presentation. This was related to augmented reality, and we discussed three different things. Number one, what is augmented reality, and what is the impact of augmented reality in education, and how we can focus and how we can make skillful our students by using these techniques, by using augmented reality, by using our devices. And all these devices already available to our kids. We cannot stop our kids by using these devices, but we can guide them how you can take benefit by these devices instead wasting of the life. You just stay with me, stay with me, and I gonna give you one uh, activity. And this is very interesting activity for you guys. So 1 minute, let me share it with you. Okay, I'm going to run this video, and you can experience. Okay, this video is running now. This is one of the app. This is HP Reveal app, and you can download in your mobile device. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. You just need to download. You need to sign up with this application. Now you need to make an aura. You can choose that is already available. Aura. Take the book and snap it out the specific area. You can on top you can see there is three bars: red, yellow, and green. You have to focus your picture until it comes on the green. It means on the green means now it's properly focused. This is the library, online library available for definitely, but you have taken the picture on your device, so you need to click on the device and upload from the gallery. Camera mean you can mean live, you can take the picture and you can upload it, but if you already have a picture or video that is in gallery, click on that one and click on the video. Take the heart, done, give the name. Okay, now in front of you, yes. Once you bring your device on the book, and at that time that heart you have been imported at that one that is available in front of you. So you can download this application and you can do it again. Yeah, look this one. This is another example in front of you. Okay, give the name. Okay, do the same thing which you did before. I gonna show you me like this application means you can try at your home and you can experience, you can download, and in this way uh, you can see that how it is productive and fruitful. And the application name is HP Reveal. That's it. Thank you very much, members, for your time. And this was our presentation for today. Inshallah, I hope we can have another session in coming days for with a new and different topic. And if you can have any questions, you can send us the email. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck. Assalamu alaikum.